Hey NoteTakers, welcome to my YouTube channel. If you're a returning viewer, thank you for tuning in and welcome back. If you're a new viewer, welcome. I hope you enjoy the videos because we have fun this side. If you're a subscriber, thank you for subscribing to my channel. If you aren't a subscriber yet, what are you waiting for? Click the subscribe button to join in on the fun. Don't be shy. Alrighty, let's get into some legal content. So on today's video, I will just continue going through the complaints between Prime and Mess Plus, and then we'll just have some closing remarks. This video will go under the Hydration-accuses playlist. This playlist contains some fun soccer content, so feel free to check out this playlist. Okay, so as I said today, I will continue going through the complaints between Prime and Messi and Mess Plus. Be sure to check out part 1. I will include the link below. So just as a refresher, the plaintiff, i.e. Prime Hydration, is accusing the defendants, i.e. Messi and Mess Plus, of making false statements and exaggerating Messi's involvement in the creation of Mess Plus. Furthermore, the plaintiff claims that the exaggeration of Messi's involvement in Mess Plus is leading consumers to buy Mess Plus instead of Prime, thereby affecting Prime's $1.2 billion profit. So in part 1, I ended up off at paragraph 66, which basically spoke about how Messi made a declaration where he stated he wasn't involved in the creation or design of the Mess Plus bottle and that he had no knowledge of the design process. So let's move on to paragraph 83, which is the plaintiff showing that the defendant's alleged false advertising is actually harming Prime Hydration's bottom line. So as we see here in paragraph 83, it says Prime Hydration has been damaged by the defendant's false advertising. So paragraph 83 says the defendant's false narrative has harmed Prime and therefore Prime has lost retail shelf space and slotting positions. So I think basically paragraph 83 just speaks to how the plaintiff is being harmed by the defendant. Next is paragraph 84. Paragraph 84 says the defendant's false marketing caused retailers to alter planograms to include Mess Plus, and the inclusion of Mess Plus was to the detriment of Prime Hydration. So in my opinion, paragraph 84, it's a claim made by the plaintiff that because the defendants exaggerated Messi's involvement, retailers altered their planograms. In other words, retailers changed where they put Prime. So on a shelf, how they organized the drinks, Mess Plus took precedence. So basically a planogram, from my understanding, it's sort of a visual aid that shows the best way to arrange products on a shelf in a store. So a planogram is really helpful when you want to boost the sales of a product, because the retailer will put the product that sells more, or the product they think will sell more, in the front shelves. So this is basically a little explanation of what a planogram is. It's how products are organized. It says here, shoppers tend to gravitate towards prominently displayed or logically organized items, so it catches the consumer's eye. And by using a planogram, retailers can effectively harness these psychological insights to boost sales. So I think in paragraph 84, the plaintiff-Prime is making a claim that because of the defendant's continued statement that Messi was heavily involved in creating Mass Plus, retailers are prioritizing Mass Plus on the shelves in the store. And because retailers are prioritizing Mass Plus, it's unfortunately costing Prime. So retailers are putting Mass Plus in better positions on the shelves as opposed to Prime because of Messi's alleged apparent involvement. So what does Prime Hydration seek from the defendant? As Prime Hydration states that they're losing money because people prefer Mass Plus. Let's take a look at the causes of action. So in the complaint between Prime and the defendants, Messi and Mass Plus, there are 3 causes of action. So in each cause, we will see the plaintiff explaining why they filed the claim and whether the plaintiff seeks compensation or another form of relief that'll satisfy the plaintiff. Some examples of causes of action are breach of contract, fraud, negligence, or defamation. So let's take a look at the first cause of action. So the first cause of action is false advertising against the defendant. So the plaintiff is claiming the defendants falsely advertised Messi's involvement. So paragraph 91 says because of the defendant's improper, false, and misleading advertising, consumers and distributors have purchased Mass Plus instead of Prime. The defendants wouldn't sell as many products, and a portion of that sales volume would be maintained by Prime Hydration. So I think basically in paragraph 91, the plaintiff is explaining how the defendant's false advertising led to consumers purchasing Mass Plus instead of Prime. So what is the plaintiff seeking? Let's find out in paragraph 92. So it says here, Prime has lost sales and has been damaged in an amount to be determined at trial. Further, Prime will continue to lose further sales if the defendant's false and misleading advertising isn't enjoined by this court. So, Prime is essentially seeking compensation, and the amount will be determined at trial. Now let's look at the second cause of action, which is the violation of the Florida Deceptive and Unfair Trade Practice Act. Okay. Paragraph 94 just speaks to what the purpose of the Florida Deceptive and Unfair Trade Practices Act is. Paragraph 94 says, the purpose of the FDUTPA is to protect the consuming public and legitimate business enterprises from those who engage in unfair methods of competition or deceptive or unfair acts or practices in the conduct of any trade or commerce. So I think the plaintiff is possibly saying the defendants are violating the FDUTPA. Okay. Paragraph 97 says the FDUTPA prohibits false and misleading advertising, which the plaintiff is accusing the defendants of, which we see in paragraph 98. The plaintiff states the defendants have violated the FDUTPA. How have the defendants violated the FDUTPA? By promulgating a false narrative regarding the origin and founding of Mass Plus to trick consumers and distributors into buying products from defendants made with the intent to deceive or cause a likelihood of misunderstanding as to the founder of Mass Plus. I find paragraph 98 very interesting, especially this wording to trick consumers and distributors. Also the phrase made with the intent. Can Prime prove what they're alleging? Does the plaintiff truly know the intentions of the defendants? Because what if the defendants really just genuinely wanted to create a sports hydration drink with an athlete, i.e. Messi? So can they prove the defendant's intention was in fact to trick consumers and distributors? Perhaps Prime thinks consumers will confuse their drink with Mass Plus because the bottles they're a bit similar, but I don't think so. They have different names. The last cause of action deals with misleading advertising. So paragraph 105 says the defendants have made and continue to make misleading statements. The defendants knew or should have known of the falsity or misleading nature of these misrepresentations. The defendants intended to induce customers to rely on and act on these misrepresentations. Defendants' misconduct was willful, intentional, and deliberate. So basically, paragraph 105 to 108 discusses the false statements that the defendants made, that Messi was involved in the creation, naming, and design of Mass Plus. So I think basically paragraph 105 to 108 is just basically summing up or showing that the defendant's false statement was misleading and that consumers relied on this false statement, that Messi was heavily involved in the creation of Mass Plus. So those are the causes of action in Prime's complaint. The first cause is false advertising. The second cause is violation of the FDUTPA, and the third cause is misleading advertising. So now we're reaching the end of the complaint, which means it is the prayer for relief part of the complaint. It is standard that the prayer is at the end of the complaint, according to the Federal Rules of Civil Procedure. So typically in the prayer, a plaintiff will explain what exactly they're seeking from the court. It can either be damages or other remedies. So let's see what the prayer for relief is in Prime's complaint. Okay, so it says here, Prime prays that this court enter judgment against the defendants, that Prime Hydration be awarded damages, including its lost profits, that Prime be awarded damages in an amount to fully compensate it for all corrective advertising necessitated by the Defendants Act, i.e. false advertising, and that Prime be awarded punitive damages in an amount sufficient to deter the reoccurrence of the defendant's willful, intentional, and deliberate acts. So basically, Prime wants to be awarded damages because of the defendant's acts, which is the false advertising. So basically, Prime is seeking damages to make the injured plaintiff whole, and the damages would be monetary. Furthermore, Prime is seeking punitive damages. Punitive damages are awarded where a court finds a defendant displayed harmful behavior. So maybe in Prime's eyes, the harmful behavior is people are purchasing Mass Plus instead of Prime. But did Messi and Mass Plus act harmfully? Or, again, did the defendants just create a sports hydration drink? I'm honestly confused. Was Messi not involved? Or did Mass Plus just use Messi's name? Is Prime annoyed because perhaps the bottles look the same? I don't know. But and this is just my opinion, I don't think the defendants would risk Messi's name like this, because he has an image to protect, a reputation to protect, and a business to protect. And also, it's not wrong if Messi wasn't involved in creating the drink, but Mass Plus shouldn't be misleading people. They should be honest. Yeah, it's in the court's hands. And Prime is seeking a trial by jury, just to see who's right. I don't know. I guess it's in the court's hands now. It's up to them to decide whether Mass Plus profited off of Prime's design. I don't know. What do you guys think? This was a really interesting case. Who do you guys think is in the right? Are you Team Prime, Team Mass Plus, Team Messi? Let me know in the comments. Don't forget to, again, watch part 1. And yeah, I would love to hear what you guys think in the comments. Is Prime reaching, or do that the case? Also, don't forget, from November to May, it is the months of soccer on my channel, so watch out for some soccer content during these months. So yeah, that is the end of my Messi Mass Plus Prime case, or reading through the complaints. It was really interesting, really fun. I love case law. If you're a regular viewer, you know I hate littering. My mantra has always been, stop littering. Please stop littering, note takers. We only have one planet, so let's all do better, stop littering, and look after our planet. Don't litter, do better. Alrighty, I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Don't forget to comment, like, share, and subscribe. I am the CEO/employee/boss, and this channel is my daily bread. It's my job, so help a lady out by subscribing. I'm on the road to 450 subscribers. I hope you guys will stay tuned and that you watch my new videos. In closing, I shall say, first, thank you for listening. Second, don't litter, do better. And lastly, see you soon. Thank you so much, note takers. Until next time.